All right, that was Imprecation with, if you didn't catch that, Reborn in Fire from her last album on Dark Descent. That much I remember offhand. But how fucking heavy was that? Looks like everybody's ready to rock and roll tonight. We got a full chat. Thanks everyone for showing up. Thanks Francisco for a super chat. Thanks MP20 for the super chat. You roll, dude. And without further ado, let's bring the guest of honor tonight. Let's get Jeff Tandy in here. Here we go. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Carl. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Thanks for showing up. I'm excited to talk about this Never Surrender Fest, man. So,
yeah, it was really, really massive. I mean, luckily there is a great photographer who goes by Necros Horns over there in Europe. He's kind of like, our scene has Eric Brethauer, Necroblanca. This guy's Necros Horns, and he's right on the same level. So he captured a lot of the best images of the fest. So if you guys have been looking at Facebook and Instagram, you'll see his work and realize what was going on. I'll just dive right in and say that it was incredible because every band that was on the festival brought their A game.
Is this one of the shots?
That's a shot right there of me and Nick. That's phenomenal.
That looks great. Yeah.
And every band that played was bringing their A+ game. I mean, there was bands that I had seen multiple times, like Maryland Death Fest or Destroying Texas Fest or Mass Destruction in Atlanta, and even then I was like, how in the fuck is everybody doing like an even better job than I've ever seen them do?
Everybody stepping up, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it was the atmosphere. It was like this really special event in Europe, so everyone was really feeling it, but, um, like, when I'm talking about that, I guess people are wondering, for example,
Yeah,
Hell Witch. Have you seen Hell Witch before, Carl?
I have seen them live, and
Yeah,
they
great
destroy.
band. From a historical perspective, really venerable and just great, speed death, intersection, kind of like in the spirit. I mean, very more technical than say like Demolition Hammer, but with that same kind of attack.
Yeah, it's always has an attack to it.
Yeah,
Pat's
and they
fucking
were
awesome. Yeah.
incredible. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah?
I'd seen them like 4 times, and I was just standing there and going, "They're always good, but how?" I mean, they're just that much better. They were so huge, and for a change, I mean, I know it was kind of an international audience, but Germans are hard to impress because that's like ground zero for so much metal
Yeah,
for Europe,
yeah,
and
it's heavy
everybody
metal.
was really taking it in, just, full appreciation, really, really great crowd reaction. The American bands did a really great showing on a European stage. I'm not very patriotic, but I was like, I know that's a harder sell, and I was really impressed at how all the American bands did with the
Which
European
American bands were
audience.
over there? I don't remember offhand, if you can
It was
name a few.
Morbosidad. Sorry.
No, yeah, just name a few.
It was obviously us, Imprecation, Morbosidad, Hell Witch, who else? Weregoat,
Oh,
um,
that's right, Workout, yeah.
and then Mortuary, from Mexico, obviously, and then Revenge and Blasphemy from Canada. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Those
they're
bands
gonna
are
kick
huge
ass.
over there. I mean, Blasphemy. I mean, the fest was basically built around the premise of having Blasphemy play in Germany. So, the genesis of No Surrender as we know it is because of Blasphemy. So that was straight on. But but yeah, everybody was incredible. It was at a very nice theater because, of course, that's what you have in Europe is nice theaters,
Yeah, the
Um,
venues, it sound like they're always a little better than
oh,
what I mean,
yeah.
how was, like, yeah, let's, like, talk about stage sound and sound in
Mhm.
general and all that. How was it at this club? Or
It
venue, I should say.
it was actually, at first I was a little worried, I have to admit, because, Thursday night was the opening night, and they hadn't gotten it dialed in just yet, and even though it sounded okay, but I was, like, standing there going, "Man, if this is gonna be the entire thing, I'm gonna be a little bit, sorry for that because some of these
Mm,
bands aren't sounding as good as they could." And then it was really funny, like, there was a band called Malakim, from Sweden, and they got up there on Thursday night, and they were good. I really wasn't familiar with them, but they had their own sound man, and he got up there, and then suddenly the room sounded like $1,000,000, and I was like, "Oh, I hope it doesn't go back to the other way where it's not as good," but then it just stayed good. I guess maybe the guy got the board dialed in correctly or something because
probably saw what that guy did and said, "Hmm, that's it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the ticket."
something, or maybe the A-team guy, came in and did, full
Tuck
coverage
over.
because
Yeah.
after that, I mean, and I'm not trying to down it. It sounded okay, but it just for the room that it was in, I was like, "Oh, this needs to be a little more." And then it got stepped up and it stayed stepped up. So yeah, the sound is really good. Like for Imprecation, that was like one of the best stage mixes we had ever had, like
Awesome,
ever.
dude.
So
When I was downloading songs, it sounds good. I'm like,
yeah,
"Damn, that's a good, show sound right there."
it's really I mean, if you can't appreciate it if you don't play live, but since you do, I know you'll know what I mean. But the when you can feel what the audience is hearing,
Yes, yes.
when there's that bleed over and it just sounds like one big sound instead of like your crappy stage sound and then maybe what they're hearing, then you can really, really connect. Um, as you'll see in the videos that you're going to be playing tonight, the stage setup was almost oppressive in that there was like the stanchions, the World War I like trench stanchions with real barbed
Yeah,
wire
yeah, I
all
saw that,
over,
dude.
and then a big mounted pentagram in the middle of the stage, which that's the one thing I would say if I was going to be giving feedback on it, that looked really cool and it, kind of unto itself. But
Sure.
for bands that had standalone singers who weren't playing an instrument, like for Imprecation,
Yeah.
the singer had to do a little bit more maneuvering because the center point where they would normally stand was obscured by the pentagram. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was an interesting effect, but it was very non-standard. I'll say that
Yeah.
much.
Here,
Um,
I got a good question from Aaron from
yeah.
Goat Throne. He asked, "Did you get a soundboard recording of the set?"
No, we didn't get a soundboard recording, but thankfully someone had and you're going to see it in these videos. The sound recording on it is really fantastic. Somebody had a stationary camera right by the soundboard, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'll just say this much: we are working to get high quality versions of that video as we speak. So we'll see. Um, but
Okay, well, that'll work. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Sounds
Uh,
like a song title, "Obscured by the Pentagram."
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be
Good
funny to do a
compliments.
song based on that now. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
I
appropriate.
mean, it just sounds like a song, "Obscured." Oh, yeah, they're talking about the
Yeah,
church. Yeah, that's fucking great.
yeah. So the whole thing the whole thing was just, I mean, it was one of those things where you almost felt like you were dreaming it because every band was good. Hey, Gabe. Um, every
I
band
love
was
that.
good. Sound was good. Just set after set where you're just feeling just completely blown away by what you're seeing. Doing this as long as we have, and to still feel that is
Mhm.
is just incredible. You're just like, what the fuck is happening? How are all these bands like 30 years old, and how am I now, gonna be about 50, and I've been doing this for this long and it's still this good,
It's great to hear that you got to experience that because it's hard to get back to that sometimes when you get older,
yeah.
you know? This remember like the first times we went to Milwaukee and things like that, where it's just like,
Yeah.
ah, and just like, yes, and you go and play shows and you do bands and you tour and do all that. And I mean, you still have a great time, don't get me wrong. But I know exactly what you're saying when it's like mind blowing
Yeah.
feeling, like that go back to that almost teenage feeling, man. That's
Yeah, you
great.
just you just don't think you're gonna see bands like effectively operating at the top of their game this far into it, a great example. I mean, like have you gotten to see Verathron? Did you check them out? Did you get to see them in any of the DTFs? You weren't there for
No,
this,
I don't
were
think I
you?
have. No, I just seen video.
They they're amazing. They're a really, really great live band.
I know that Francisco loves them. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, and he can say they destroyed live if I'm remembering correctly when he saw
Yeah.
them.
They're very, very they have a lot of flow. I mean, it's the classic Greek sound. I mean, pretty much ground zero classic Greek sound live on stage. And yeah, they just play it so perfectly and with such great flow and energy. Like I was saying, they were fantastic. And they got a new album out that's really good, one of their best that I've heard. And I've always liked them, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
they're one of the bands I know that doesn't really variate from their original sound. That classic Greek
yeah,
sound. They like keep. That's cool, man.
they just keep
Yeah,
building on it, and it just keeps getting better and more
execution
nuanced.
gets better and all that.
Yeah,
Como says, yeah, they rule live. So yeah.
yeah. Um, I mean, I'm skipping around, but like I've actually got a list so I can remember who played.
Well, let's backtrack too.
Yeah,
Some of the chat may not even know. Jeff is in Imprecation,
yeah,
and they played the Never Surrender Festival that's put on by Iron Bonehead and Nuclear War Now, both of
that's
them,
it.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, in Berlin, Germany last weekend.
Yeah,
What basically a bunch of legendary bands like
yeah,
Verathon, Blasphemy, and Blood, and the list goes on and on. Basically, it's almost
yeah.
like one of those dream flyers you would write when you were a kid and put on the bands. Like, would this show be awesome? And that show was
Yes.
basically that, right? It's like, oh shit, they got all these bands on the bill, man.
Yeah, it was just stacked. Like I'll kind of try to go through it in some semblance of order from when it started. Like there's Bloody Vengeance from Germany who opened on Thursday. I didn't know that much about them, but I thought they were good.
So you
Um,
were there for the whole fest then?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I did the whole thing. I got in
Awesome,
a
dude.
here. I'll rewind because people. I come here to tell the stories, and I know that's what people want to hear. So I'll go ahead and tell
Yeah,
them.
take over.
Um, Wednesday night, Nick from Imprecation, and also the famous Matt Hefner on drums. He was in early too. So it was the three of us, and we got together with Harris Johns, who is, of course, if you guys are even remotely acquainted with noise records from the 80s, he produced all that stuff. He produced Voivod's Killing Technology. He produced Consuming Impulse for Pestilence and Dawn of Possession for Immolation, and all the Sodom albums. I mean, he's just a living. Oh, and Pleasure to Kill. That's his big signature album.
Yeah, that's his album.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
So he did it
Pestilence.
all.
Oh,
yeah, that Pestilence album.
And of course, I know you already said it, but I gotta just reiterate, Immolation.
Oh yeah, that's a massive classic. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. But a huge piece of that is his production. It was so dark.
They don't really have an album that actually sounds like Dawn to me.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I'll just, as a side note, it was crazy because they re-recorded their title track Immolation on the Atonement album as a bonus track, and they let Harris mix and master that one. And I swear to God, it sounded so close to Dawn of Possession. I was like, oh, you guys got to do this again. Jesus, that was so good. But yeah, Harris is a friend. This is a long story, but ultimately he was supposed to produce the second Birth AD album. That didn't happen. And then in lieu of that, he produced the Morgengrau album, the second Morgengrau album for Erica. So, I've always known him and kept in touch. And so it was my first opportunity to actually meet him. So he came out to dinner with me and Nick and Matt and let us interrogate him for about 30 minutes flat, right when we first got together, about everything.
Nice.
And then took us out to dinner and told us even more amazing stories about not just metal, but his whole history in prog music in the 70s. Like, he opened for Hawkwind back when Lemmy was still in the band, and just crazy crap like
Holy
that.
shit.
Yeah. So he was blowing our minds left and right. And and this is the hilarious part. People who know me know that I don't drink a lot or often at all, maybe like once a year on jaunts like this. And even then I'm not going crazy. But, Harris is German, and he, took us to a pub to kind of, pregame, and then we went to dinner, and like, we're kind of just drinking continuously, and then we got to this really cool metal bar called Halford. And that's where the entire tour package was basically posted up. And it was so hilarious because I brought him in there and everyone realized who he was, and we're coming. It was so cool. He was really cool with everybody, and they were all receiving him and taking pictures.
Awesome.
And
wow.
It was so hilarious because people were like coming up and like shaking his hand and taking a picture, and then immediately busting into questions about their favorite album. Oh, on Pleasure to Kill, how did you, so there was a lot of that going on. And he was so cool. And the guy is 73 years old, right? And he doesn't look it, but he's 73. And so we're sitting there chatting and having a great time, and I'm just keeping pace with him drinking. And we get to about 2:30 in the morning, and it's time to go back to the train. And so Nick and Matt had already peeled off because they still had jet lag. They were there a day later than me. Sarah is like, okay, let's go back to the train. I'm like, okay, fine. We start walking down the street. I'm like, good, because I was kind of just at my limits. And then we passed by the pub that we started the night at, and he goes, oh, why don't we go back in there? And we did. And we kept going. And in the meantime, he's telling me about back in the 70s when he used to party really hard with all the prog bands and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I completely underestimated this guy. And now I'm like way out of my league. And so we finally, like about 3:34 in the morning, walk back to the train. I get back to the hostel, sit down on the edge of the bed, and I just get the spins immediately.
Yeah. God damn it.
I had to stay up till almost 6 in the morning drinking water because I was like, I don't want to be hungover. I got stuff to do. And I wasn't, but that was really funny. I was like, oh man, Harris blew me out of the water. And
well, that's something you can be proud of, right? I mean, it's fucking Harris Jones.
Oh yeah. He was the greatest. And then he came out on Saturday night for the whole fest. And I mean, he was, again, super cool with everybody. And it was kind of like the Pope had arrived because people were just really irreverent, coming up and just taking pictures with him and chatting with him. And
he's on some legendary metal records. I mean,
hell yeah. So that, that's a story unto itself, and that was just incredible. He was so cool. So
Yeah, I saw the pictures pop up, and I was like, "Holy shit, this dude's hanging around with Harris Johns. That's fucking awesome, dude."
yeah, yeah. So that was kind of like a really special kind of star on top of the Christmas tree to have him
Yeah.
with us. Anyway, getting back to the I'll just do a shout out. He really liked Mortuary. They were the last band of the night, and he was actually going in and checking out different bands and
Oh, all right,
listening to
cool.
them. But he thought Mortuary was especially good. He'd not heard them, and he was like really into them. So anyway, kudos to them for impressing him. Um, but yeah, so getting back to the actual bands, then there was Grave Upheaval from Australia, and they were really cool. Not seen them before, and really excellent guys. It was really the whole hostel was full of the best package, and then all these like German college students are all like 19, so like there's like this whole lounge area, and there's like kids over here on like their iPads and stuff, and then we're all over here, leather jackets, drinking, the whole thing, because they
Yeah,
would just
for
let
sure.
you do that. We're in the lobby, and I mean, think about that in America, Carl. It'd be like 10
Oh,
cop cars,
they
you know?
act like you were trying to burn the place down, man.
Yeah, and they just left us alone. I mean, we were people. They weren't serving alcohol there. You're just bringing it from the outside. It was crazy. Um, so yeah, we're all staying up to like 4, 5, 6 in the morning, just hanging out, having a great time, and all the bands were down there, so that made it even more of like a proper, community setting. So yeah, the Grave Upheaval guys were really cool. Got to meet the guys in Drawn and Quartered. I'd never met them before, but they were excellent, and then they played a really great set. That's a band that needs more attention. I think
Drawn
their
a quarter.
name, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
they've been around forever, right?
yeah,
I remember playing shows with Hot with them in Austin
yep,
in the
they've been around a
beginning.
long
Yeah,
time.
and they were already around before that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's their name. Uh, Personally, I think their name doesn't just describe, or it doesn't imply what it is they're doing, because they're like,
I could see that.
yeah,
Just it doesn't sound like an evil death metal band. Like
yeah, it's
it's more
more
of
like
a
a brutal death or something
yeah,
like
something of
that.
that nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's their name, whatever. I mean, I'm not casting aspersions. I was just thinking about and watching them going, this band is really cool. And why don't more people know about it? Or
well,
why?
playing shows like that will definitely help.
Definitely. And
Yep.
like I said, they had a great showing. I really enjoyed their set. Um, yeah, it does sound slammy.
Yeah.
That was what I thought they were when I first heard about them. But yeah, Ram Dass, uh, if you guys are into Prague, Harris's big connection with it was he was heavily involved with the band Amon Düül. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you guys have heard of that one, but that was his big thing. So then Massacre played, and they were great. I've seen them before. I don't know if you've seen them, but um, really, I mean,
Yeah, I have not.
their current revamped lineup is really strong, and I think they should just record a live album, because I've seen them 3 times now, and they always sound really good live. And their lead guitarist is a maniac shredder, really great. Um, then, like I mentioned, Hellwitch already, they were unbelievable. Then a Fiction was supposed to play, and we were really going to be out in force for them. All of us really wanted to see them, and then they had flight cancellations. There was a whole rash of flight cancellations because of weather in Europe,
Oh, that
and
sucks.
only I think 2 of the members were there. The rest of them didn't make it, so they had to cancel completely, which really sucked.
That's horrible. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, very disappointing. Felt bad for them. But then Blood played, and Blood and Imprecation have a really strong alliance. We played together before, and it was really cool to be reunited with them. And they're ferocious. They're they're effectively grindcore, but they're satanic death grind. So they kind of hit all the check boxes at the same time, and
Uh-huh.
they're so maniacal. And like, if you think of, maybe like, if you picture in your head, I don't know, like the greatest days of Napalm Death from like 30 years ago, maybe like Mentally Murdered era Napalm Death. They play with that kind of energy now, and
Yeah,
they've been
that's
around
like
for 30 years.
peak napalm death, man.
Yeah. So they've got that whole vibe. but then instead of social issues, they replace it with, depraved satanic shit.
Yes.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
They're the greatest. They're the coolest guys. They're one of my cult favorite bands. I got into them. I'm just sharing a little San Antonio history. I got into them on Roland's show on KSYM when he first was playing.
Oh yeah, shit! Wow.
So I've been a fan the whole time. If you're not following Blood, you got to check them out. I mean, they've got a huge discography, and they just rip. I mean, if you really want to hear something that's just authentically fucked, I mean, and in the coolest way possible, it's
yeah. Well, that's what we like, man.
Their bassist is almost 60, and he goes by Satanic Taki. That is his handle, and he's never let that go. Those dudes are lifers. I mean, if nothing else, you should support them because of that.
Chat's
and Martin Witch-Skinner is the man. I mean, that dude has so much energy. He's just like flying around the stage. He's more like, like the great days of hardcore when everyone was like really high fitness. He's like that.
Oh yeah.
Just really slashing it. So I can't say enough about them. And yeah, O Agnias Pathani. Yes, Serpent Spawn is Martin's other band. They also played. Serpent Spawn is really cool because it's basically like first album Deicide and first album Cannibal Corpse Worship at the same time.
Can't go wrong with that. Yeah. Oh,
that New York, Florida hybrid.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
Yeah, so I got to see them play. That was really great. They got an EP out, so check that out. It's fairly new. It's from last year.
Let me say something real quick, Jeff.
Yeah.
So, it's not request night, but MP, you did drop 20, so I'll play Slayer, but it's gonna be later. But you'll get your Slayer jam. I don't want to interrupt Jeff. He's telling a great story. So
we should probably take a breath and actually play a sample of what was going on so everybody can see what it was like.
What did I download? Do you want to go ahead and start with Imprecation, or do you want to?
Sure, let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah,
I'm
sure everybody, we can talk about it, but everybody will probably like to see it too. Then
sure,
we can talk about it a little
let's
more. Let me find it in the files of death over here. I tried them. What sucked is I kept trying to download them, and it kept replacing them because the name of the file is all the same. I was like,
yeah.
So what I'm going to probably do is play them and then delete them and try to get another one if I can get the right song or a new song. But I download some other bands too, So
yeah, go right ahead, play whatever you like.
All right, Imprecation live at Never Surrender Fest.
Yep.
Last week, actually, in Berlin, Germany. Let's check out some live stuff. All right. That was a heavy depth. Heavy depth. Which song was that one, Jeff?
That was Temple of the Foul Spirit. That's
Okay, cool.
kind of become the band's signature song. We're never going to take it out of the set. That's the one that really tends to get the room moving because it's got
Locked
that
in, yeah.
real crushing kind of middle era Morbid Angel wave to
it. Yeah, man.
Worth mentioning that one thing that's super cool is that footage you're seeing, that's only from the middle of the room. There was like a whole rest of the room full of people. It was packed.
Oh, so like it's going further back.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was really, really cool. And I'll just call it out for Dave, our vocalist. That was like an A+ performance for him too. He was just blowing it out. I mean,
yeah.
Dave, he always does a great job, but I was hearing it in the monitors going, holy shit, you know?
Hearing the pipes.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice when you have good sound? You can just hear the band and like, damn.
Yeah.
It makes for such a better performance all around.
It's completely ideal. Just great production. And I mean, it makes all the difference, even for bands like ours, you know?
Any band. I mean, yeah, good stage sound rules, man.
Yeah. I mean, I spend most of my time being completely used to just not hearing myself, you know, and it wasn't like that at all this time.
That's true.
It was
you kind of hear yourself, but you're not sure, so you just play, you know.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah, and
no, that was really tight. It sounded heavy as hell too, man. So
thank you.
Very cool.
No air guitaring this time.
Are you talking about one of those early Indignation shows?
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of that at all.
I'm being a dick.
Now, yeah.
None of that was going on. Now let me ask you. I want to show some pictures, dude.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind. I rated your Facebook.
Oh no, that's fine.
You know, let's make this about Imprecation here. Where was this taken?
That was taken at it was a perfect moment. I pride myself in kind of being a good, you know, location scout. We wanted to take a picture in front of Brandenburg Gate, you know, or maybe there's a couple other crazy places I found in the city that looked super industrial or super medieval.
Yeah.
But, everything was too far away, and by the time we had coordinated with Necros Horns to take the photos, it just wasn't going to happen. And I realized this is right around the corner from the venue. It's an old police station, like a World War I era police station that's still in use. And I just saw that fence that just enters into the compound. I was like, that looks great. And that's an outtake. That's an outtake. There's going to be an actual official group photo that we won't release until there is another upcoming Imprecation release that it will be featured on.
Yeah.
That was the outtake. But
that's just a crazy metal poster.
Yeah. But so that fence was perfect with the barbed wire, but then the old wrought iron spires on it. It just
it looks great.
I was like, I want something that says we're in Germany.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. What's going on here? I mean, who are these guys you're hanging out with?
The Blasphemy guys were the coolest motherfuckers ever.
I always hear that about them, man. They're fucking cool dudes.
I had met them briefly before when I was on tour with Marduk, and they were, you know, they were cool then, but it's like to actually hang out with them in earnest. Caller of the Storms, you know, the guitarist, he was really cool. I didn't talk to him as much, but Black Winds, he was the man. That photo was so funny too, because they had just gotten off stage. Blasphemy had just gotten off stage, and they just annihilated the place. They were incredible. I'd never seen them live before, and they were just insanely good.
Yeah, that's a treat for a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, we don't ever get to see them. But they got off stage, and Matt had been partying with them the entire time. And he went up to Black Winds. He said, "Hey, dude, can we get a picture with you?" It was me and him. And he just called over the other band members, like, Caller of the Storms put his guitar away. He's like, "Hey, man, get over here. They want to take a picture." And they just jumped in and took that with us. And it was just the best. They were such a trip. I mean, they were so amazing live. And again, they were kind of the crown jewel of the festival, but yet they were hanging out with everybody and just being extremely cool to everybody, taking pictures and just, being available.
That's awesome.
I'll brag us up a little bit, and they didn't, they were hanging around in the backstage and relaxing and everything, but they specifically came out to see us play, and we were the only band that they watched, and that really blew up.
Fuck yeah.
We didn't know that till after the fact. I mean, Black Winds told me that himself. He's like, yeah, you guys were the only band we came out to see, and I was like, God damn. So that's really, cool. Really flattering and really super cool of them to support us. So that meant a lot. On a footnote, Nick's flight got delayed, and so did theirs. They were leaving the day after the rest of us, and they ended up spending all night out together in Amsterdam. So,
oh Lord, nice.
It wasn't actually as crazy as you might imagine. Apparently there was a lot of beer drinking, and then Nick got to hear all the stories about the origin of Blasphemy, and Color of the Storms had all the pictures of his entire guitar collection. He has all these BC just from the 80s, and was showing Nick all those. And man, that had to be a trip and a half. That's just super cool. Yes, Matt was wearing a ZZ Top shirt.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's move along. That's great. That's legendary right there to get a picture with Blasphemy.
Yeah. That is Martin from Blood and Serpent Spawn, and then the dude on the right, that's Manu from the really great French band Ritualization.
Oh yeah, I have their couple of their releases. Rule.
And Manu is just the greatest dude on earth. He's just friends with everybody, and he came out just as a fan. He wasn't playing, but he was just everywhere with us, and just killer dude, just metal to the bone. And Ritualization, another band you got to hear. They're freaking them out. They're nuts.
Yeah.
If you guys like Angel Corpse, but like even a little more stepped up in the intensity department, even past that, it's Ritualization. Yeah, check it out.
Yep, and that's the type of stuff you love. I love here. I mean, on the Witching Hour. So, yep. All right.
Oh, this is and God, I'm not gonna. I don't know his stage name, and I'm screwing it up. Andrea from the band Deathfucker.
Dude, this Deathfucker phenomenon.
Yeah,
it's crazy because I stumbled onto them on Bandcamp. It's like when I do that, ever since Roy says go down the Bandcamp rabbit hole.
Yes,
I do it, and I was like, damn, this band fucking rules. It was one of the bands that was recommended to me, so I ordered the CD, right? So, and then I get a damn picture from Aaron Gomos, Go Throne. This is before I even knew anything about it. He goes, look what's coming out. He's doing the cassette version of the album.
Yeah. That's
then I saw this picture today with you with the dude. I'm like, dude, Deathfucker fucking everywhere, man.
Yes, they're really a phenomenon, and their new album, the one that just came out, is extremely cool.
Yeah.
It's like Hell Awaits Slayer era worship, Hell Awaits era worship from Slayer. I mean, you cannot go wrong. It is extremely cool.
I also hear some Abominations of Desolation in there.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's kind of like a combination of the two. And they're brutal. And they're Italian, and I'll tell you a quick story.
I thought they were Spanish. Okay, they're Italian.
Yeah, they're Italian. I'll tell you a quick story about Italians. The band Blasphemophager.
Yeah, I know they are.
Or some people call him Blasphemographer, which sounds like you're charting the course of the blasphemy. But the Blasphemophager guys were there. They weren't playing either, but there's the main guy in the band, Ronaldo, and I'd never met him before. And those guys are fucking maniacs. I mean, they were like agitating the crowd, like, pitting it up when they felt like people weren't moving enough. Yeah. Deathfucker was the Metal Enema Band of the Month last month. And they're on our top 10 for 2023. We'll be getting that soon. Anyway, Ronaldo is okay. Remember John Belushi in Animal House?
Yeah.
Ronaldo is like that, except a metal guy.
That's awesome.
He was like, he was like yelling hilarious one-liners between songs. I mean, not even heckling the bands, but just saying funny shit.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious. And apparently, I didn't know about this till after, obviously, but we were coming to the end of our set. We were going to play the one really classic song we have, "Emperor of the Infernal Spirits," and I
Oh
could
yeah.
hear Ronaldo in the audience yelling, "Emperor! Emperor!" You know, like really loud. And then Dave said, "This is Emperor of the Infernal Spirits." And apparently, right when we hit the first note, this dude, Ronaldo, just turned to the guy who was writing and just decked him right in the face. And to start the pit, basically just attacked a complete stranger, like basically knocked him out.
Fuck maniac.
And
Wow.
we were all laughing at this afterwards. And then I kind of had that moment. I went, that guy was watching us too.
He kind of took out one of our fans.
Yeah, no, it was fine. It was just hilarious. And yeah, those guys were maniacs. So yeah, the Italians, man, they're not fucking around. I tell you,
No.
um,
Every
all
Italian
that
I ever met,
passion.
it's always been pretty wild.
Yeah, yeah, they actually are underrated in terms of how vicious and intense they are. I mean, they're great guys, but man, they're way into it. I mean, just psychotically into it. It's so cool.
Let's
Um,
move on to this picture.
yeah, yeah,
There we
that's
go.
that's the man himself from Baxaxa. Um, they, I love them. I think it is so cool that they are.
They are a very unique band.
Yes,
But like I don't really think anybody else sounds like them. They have their
yeah,
own thing going on.
yeah, and just a great presence. I I have to admit, like, Ungod reformed a few years ago, and I like what
Uh-huh.
they were doing. I thought it was cool that they came back, but then Baxaxa with, components of Ungod because they were always connected. They came back, and I was like, "Oh man, this is it." This is what I was waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Patrick Kramer, that's him singing. He's great. He's a really cool guy, and he's like a front man of old. He's like, 90s black metal front man where he just really has the vibe and just
Yeah.
really fucking necro. I mean, it's a league of its own. There's just something really, really special about them, and I'm so glad that they're catching on so quickly. They're suddenly like playing all over the place, and um, I think they absolutely deserve it. They're really authentic, and they're the black metal that we need right now.
Hell
So
yeah.
so yeah, total respect for that guy and for that
And he
band.
runs Iron Bonehead.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And helped put on the fest with Yasuki.
yeah, I'll tell a quick funny story
All right,
about
go for it.
that. Um, he was one of the fest organizers, and on Wednesday night, he showed up at the hostel about like 8 o'clock, something like that. Probably earlier than that. I think I saw him in the afternoon, and near the end of the night, I don't remember now because it was a blur thanks to Harris. But somewhere in there, he was saying he was having to excuse himself. He goes, "Oh yeah, we got to go to the venue at like 8 a.m. to start setting things up for the day and get everything ready." So I was like, "Oh yeah, don't let us keep you." And he kind of excused himself. And then when I came back from partying with Harris, he's still standing there in the lobby, just like, just
Mhm.
lit up, and I was just going, "Oh man," I mean, he made it. He pulled it out and he pulled it off, no problem. But I was just like, I was expecting him to have been long gone, and he was still there
He
partying with
made it through.
everybody. So,
Yeah,
um,
Iron Bonehead's a German label, by the way. They're not
yes,
it's not an American
yes,
label.
they sign a lot of cool stuff, and they always have. They're kind of they're one of those mainstay labels now of just great underground, maintaining the underground standard the
Yeah,
right
always
way.
putting out underground bands, good ones
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I wanted to ask about this picture because this looks crazy as fuck.
That was the last night, and there was one shuttle bus that was taking everybody, all the bands, back to the hostel where we were all staying.
Uh,
And l basically, the entire fest package, with a few exceptions, were crammed into this one nightliner, and all the people in the middle, we were all forced to stand in the aisle and, like, pack in with each other and crouch down so we wouldn't, like, get killed if, like, the guy had hit the brakes. So, yeah, I took that from the very front of the bus. Yeah,
but
so that
car
quite a
I mean
shot.
busload of maniacs.
Yeah, and you can't miss Color of the Storms with his shades right there in the middle.
Is that Carlos?
Yes, that is Carlos throwing the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos was there in full effect, representing for Texas with the rest of us. It was good fun. But yeah, that was like, this is a rare moment. I got to catch it. Yeah, no females. No, they had enough sense to take taxis and stuff and get the hell away from all of us.
Yeah, might have been a Pakistani scene if females would have been in there.
Oh yeah,
this play.
No, there were plenty of women at the fest, and everyone was actually, everyone.
Yeah, I know. I'm
totally cool.
Don't kill me, Pakistanians. I'm just doing stereotypes. That's all.
I'll tell one other story about that. To that point, this was amazing, and I don't want this to come off bad at all, because it's an admiration. There was a woman who was running our merch. She was from Germany, and she basically did the thing where she took care of the merch for all the bands and sold, so we didn't have to do it, which was really appreciated. And she was
that's
really on it and doing a great job. And then at some point at the end of the night, she turns up on our bus, and she is blitzed. I mean, like blackout, like zombified, like alcohol poisoning level. At least that's the way it looked to me. She could barely move. She couldn't talk. And we were all, I shouldn't say me, but like everybody in the tour package were like actually like looking after her,
Right.
And but in a very, there was like, oh no, and like she could barely get off the bus, and she ended up in the hostel down in the lobby. And I didn't see all of this, but my understanding was that people were sort of taking turns, sort of just sitting with her and looking after her. And everybody's like, where do we put her? What do we do? And I think she had a room in the hostel, because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh man, I hope she's okay. And then I was going, oh God, who's going to do our merch tomorrow? And then I'm up at about
Ken's death metal in the chat.
Oh, right on. Hey, Ken.
What's up, Ken? God tier Versiferer.
I'm up at like 10:30. I go downstairs to get some breakfast, and there she is, like totally lucid, nice, different outfit, looking sharp, and just completely with it, not hungover even. I was looking at her, I'm like, what the hell? And then I saw her at the show, and she was running merch, and I walked up and I say, hey, how are you feeling? Everything all right? And she's like, oh yeah, I got a little crazy last night, but I'm fine now. And I was just like,
all right,
Jesus Christ. I mean, I thought she was going to have to get her stomach pumped or something. I mean, shows how much I know, but I mean, that was impressive. I'd never seen anything quite like that before.
Professional partiers, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I known a couple where you think, oh man, they're going to suck tomorrow. Next day, let's go.
Like, yeah, that's a different kind of biology, I tell you. Anyway.
I think I got one more. Let me make sure.
Yeah. That is my old friend Set Titan, who was, among other things, he was from that band Aberrim in Italy, but more famously was in Watain for a number of years.
Yeah, and Dissection, right before that.
And Dissection, the rebirth of Dissection. So he's been through.
I'm wondering whatever happened to that dude.
He's back in Italy, and I had not seen him in about a decade. So it was really, really cool to run into him. Cool. He wasn't playing; he was just there hanging out,
checking out the show, being a fan.
Yep, yeah, really, really cool guy. Great guitarist. Agreed.
The Duke and Jam.
Yes, he does kind of look like Bob Vigna, because they're both Italian. So
yeah, there you go. All right, I think that's it for all the pictures that I pulled.
Right on.
But that's awesome, dude. Well, since you talked about the American contingent, I guess I should say this would be the Mexico American contingent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play a clip from Morbosidad from the fest.
Yeah,
definitely. Find that in the old files here. Get the Morbosidad going. Morbo. Get past all the Morbid Angels. Here we go. Here it is. Let's watch some of them live at the fest. Last weekend, live in fucking Berlin, dude. Damn, that was heavy as hell.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it was.
gotcha. Yeah. Shout out to Jake for wearing his Pius Leva shirt.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jake. Thank you, sir.
He always represents. Yeah. And Jake and Zeke lost their guitars, their guitars and shit didn't show up, so they had to borrow gear, and it went okay. And then they finally got their guitars back, so that was good. But there was a lot of luggage lost, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I didn't get affected by any of that. I did have to haul my giant. You ever seen any of my armored cases?
Yes, I remember that.
I had to haul that all over the place. Oh my God.
Do you check it in, or are you allowed to carry on?
Oh no,
you have to check it in, right?
You have to check it in. That's the point. It goes under the plane, and it can't get hurt because it is 50 pounds of armored case. But I had to haul that through train stations, and it was just wanting to kill myself.
But
it was.
Who was saying that? And I need to take that up. The cheap travel and air flight guitar. That sounds good, but it won't kill you if you lose it.
Oh,
I think it was Jake.
Oh yeah, Jake has stunt guitars.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
No, I was bringing that Morbid Angel bass that I have.
Yeah,
so
that rules.
I wasn't about to screw around with that. It was so funny too, because that thing kind of almost had a life of its own. It was like a magic sword or something, because I just had my normal setup with my pedals and everything, and it was just a normal Ampeg behind me. But maybe the way with the stage setup or the PA, or just a combination of things, I don't know what it was, but I had so many of the other bands coming up to me after going, "What are you using to get that sound? It was so heavy. What was that?" And I'm just like, "It's just my Sans amp. I literally have one pedal that I've been using for forever." So it was just, again, the right combination. That bass has its own personality, like all basses. I mean, all guitars do. A lot of them have like a special sound that's just because of the wood and because of the electronics, and there's just nothing you can attribute to it. But that made it worth hauling that fucker all over creation.
Oh, for sure. Nothing beats playing your own instrument,
Absolutely.
Ken is saying re-release the Versifair demos on cassette with OG covers.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. I do that, but we've done that before, and then they take forever to sell. Maybe it would be different now. I haven't tried to do that in about 10 years, but
maybe let someone else take it on.
Yeah, I know a couple of people who might be interested. So
yeah,
we'll see.
There's an old goat on a throne who might be interested doing it on
cassette.
Yeah.
Shitter get
off that's a hammer bass, right?
No, it's a Takamine.
Takamine.
The hammer was the one that he played after that. It was also red and black, but it's a slightly different build.
This is the Altars of Madness bass, right?
This is the Altars of Madness bass.
Yeah.
To the point, they're so rare that people actually thought it was the bass at first. They're like, "Did you get that?" I'm like, no.
Slow down, man.
No, I do bring an Iron Bird on the road with me, and they do make them. I just bought a new one from their custom shop.
What's up,
not
Joe
the custom
Lewis?
shop, but from the American made.
Oh, really?
Shop. Yeah, here, I'll show it off.
yeah, man, let's check it out.
This, if you're in the market for something like this, I mean, it's.
I'm gonna put you solo so you can really see this thing.
It is sharp as hell. Let me back here a little bit.
Wow.
It's got very nice, streamlined, very pencil thin banding. It's got the extra sharp headstock.
Yes.
The Mark I version. So yeah, it is incredible, and it plays beautifully. It's got a very nice slim neck. I've got actually, for a guy my size, I have fairly small hands, so I really like a slim neck to be able to play on.
Get around on that bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't recommend it enough. In case you guys are also wondering, I don't know if you are.
But He'll be back.
Question. You can see this one on the back of most editions of Altars of Madness, except for the early British editions where he's actually playing that black and red hammer, and not this one. But this is the basic question. Very voivod. When you think about it,
it's very voivod.
Yeah,
it's like something they would have made.
Yeah, it's one like the ones that Blackie used to, not Blackie and Piggy used to cut out on the circular saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I played in Germany. This was a hard won holy grail kind of thing that I got a hold of. Carl, I want to say you were there for that.
Yeah, so that's his Morbid Angel bass, Authors of Madness. Fucking
yes.
Bass. Yeah.
I acquired that bass when we were out on tour with Marduk and you guys and Panzerfaust and Aranoir.
I remember now.
Yeah.
You just had to trigger my memory.
Yep. And
what town did you get that in? Was it?
Well, it was Panzerfaust had it. The bassist, he had it.
Now it's all coming back to me. Yes.
And his bass. And I offered to buy it from him on the spot because he didn't even really, he's like, oh yeah, I like it. But it wasn't like this. I didn't sense that he was like, you know,
he didn't get
understood why it was important.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Tom, their singer, who I've always been friendly with, he basically, you know, he's a huge guy. Remember, he's like almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah, dude.
Tom basically bullied his bassist into selling me that bass. So that's how I got. But I was really grateful, and I was glad that the dude was willing.
Tom, that dude ruled, man. I like them.
Yeah,
he was cool, dude.
So and
just like put two freaking calves on each shoulder and go up the stairs.
Yeah, he carried.
Like, what the fuck am I watching?
That was insane. They look like they were like dummy calves, you know. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to put one of those on my shoulder. But yeah, he just went and just like walked in like Donkey Kong with those things. Yeah, that was insane.
Ruled, dude. Yeah, that dude ruled. And Pete, you're crazy, man. Thank you for all these super chats. We're gonna play you some Slayer, I promise you.
Yeah.
We'll play some Slayer.
So let's see, where were we? Backsex, like I said, were really great. I already talked about Serpent Spawn. Another band that's not known really outside of Europe who got to play, and I only got to see them a little bit, but I thought they were really good, is Grabenhold. They're German. So Grabunhold. Really good, you know, kind of black metal the same way Backsex is, and then it's like it's more ethereal, kind of like lots of open chords and layers, but very authentic.
Cool.
And I like what they're doing, so definitely grabbing hold of it if you have a chance. Weregoat were great. Grave Upheaval, they were great. Very big, looming sound. I enjoyed them a lot. Weregoat were cool. I've seen them many times. They're always fun to watch. Very Quest for Fire. They have like all the layers of fur.
Yeah, they do the real
caveman thing. Yeah. And they're quite the pair up front because it's Kevin Trudelkamp and then Vince. I always forget everybody's stage names, and then I'm just like outing everyone. But Kevin is
they're big guys. I see.
Yeah, Kevin's not real tall, but he's like really, really buff, and then he's like got the big beard, and he's just like looks like a fucking werewolf.
Yeah.
And then Vince is huge. He's like about 6'5", and he's got this big gray head of hair, and he just looks like a yeti. And I mean, it's a great look. Yeah, they're really, really feral. So yeah, they were cool.
They look like some fucking weregoats.
Yeah, totally. It's a very apt name indeed. Then there was Death Worship. That's no bullshit. That's also.
Oh, I love Death Worship. They fucking rule, man.
R. Forrester, his own thing, but man, he really gets it. That guy has always had his finger on the pulse.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He really gets it. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, oh yeah. Every project he does, man.
He understands the brutality of war metal, but he also understands that good music needs to have fucking riffs. So he actually writes war metal with riffs.
Oh well, I mean, that there's no getting around that. You got to have the riffs, man.
Yeah.
So I like war metal bands too, but I like them with riffs.
None
of this.
They were massive. Really enjoyed them. I'd never gotten to see them before, so they were definitely cool. Then a band that really surprised me. I'd seen them once before at DTF, the Polish band Imperator.
Oh yeah, they're fucking cool.
If you guys don't know who they are, technical kind of technical death thrash. They were from the Iron Curtain era. They inspired Vader. Very venerable.
Early.
Yeah. And playing with a revamped lineup. I liked them at DTF when they made their debut there, but then they came back on this one, and I think there was definitely some magic going on with the stage mix because they sounded so heavy. And I was standing back when I was expecting this to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this amazing. I mean, they were just brutal. It was like, think of if you guys want to know an equivalent, think of early Coroner. It was a lot like that, and
which is awesome.
They sounded amazing. They're another band that needs to do a live album because their old recordings are kind of tinny because of the conditions in which they recorded.
The studio recording.
Sameth did not play, no, but they are coming to Texas in February.
Well, we're gonna talk about that. We'll get to that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Imperator were really, really great. Definitely check them out. If you get to see them live, go see them. They'll blow you away. And then Naked Whipper. That was
fuck yeah.
That was a surprise. I mean, I knew they were going to play, but it was surprising to hear they were coming back. Nick and I are really we really like the really gnarly Sado German bands. Like, we're big fans of Sathagawa. We like Naked Whipper a lot, and also, of course, Blood. So we were really excited that this year we got to see all three of like the cornerstone bands of that scene
all in one show. Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was the singer of Naked Whipper, and then basically the backing band was effectively Aksa. But they sounded great. Their singer had not performed in 20 years. So
what the hell? Wow.
Yeah, for him to come back like that and actually really deliver the goods was really impressive. So yeah, I liked them a lot. And then, like I mentioned, Mortuary was really good.
Was Rick playing with Mortuary?
No, he was not. They were a 4-piece, and it was a revamped lineup again. But
yeah,
Alberto picked the right people, man. They fucking killed it.
Ripped.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I was saying before, like Blasphemy. Yeah. Alex from Naked Whipper did sing on the Christbait album for Blood. That is true. Are you looking for a date, sir, Mr. German?
I'm 6'4".
There are no women in this chat. I think there's one, maybe just one. So if she's interested, she can hit you up.
Just email me your pic, man. I'll put it up if we'll take it from there.
Yeah. It's like, we met on the Witching Hour.
Got called out. Salima's like, what?
But anyway, as I was saying before, then of course Blasphemy were the hit. They were the final solution, the A-bomb of the festival. I could not believe it. They just Blasphemy was hilarious to me. Well, not hilarious, but they're impressive to me, I should say. It's so funny because you hear a band that sounds like Blasphemy, and then you picture the guys who are playing that music, and Blasphemy looks like what you're picturing even before you've seen them. Most bands can't. Yeah, most bands can't say that. Like, we thought Carcass were going to be Nuclear Mutants, and it turned out they weren't.
Not even close.
But Blasphemy absolutely delivers. You hear that music, and then you see those guys, and you're like, holy fuck! And watching them play, and just the crowd's going crazy. People are just killing each other, and they're just relentless. Just going like it's just a steamroller. And I'm standing on the side of the stage watching this, and I'm going, this doesn't feel real. This feels like it literally feels like a crazy dream. So
you had to say something.
I'm pretty. I admit it.
And Pete is out of control, dude. And Pete,
so
there you go.
It was just almost surreal. It was one of those moments where, just like you were saying about like being at Milwaukee Metal Fest, and you just can't believe it's happening, and being completely just taken in that moment. And There's just nothing like it.
Well, remember too, we used to think like Blasphemy just drove around in Jeeps with bazookas, army Jeeps and bazookas, and just
I had that whole routine. Yeah. Here, I'll bust it out for you guys real quick. I had this whole routine about back when Blasphemy had just reformed. I was already in contact with R. Forrester because we played together in Europe. He was in Godless North and I was in Krieg. And so when Blasphemy was reforming with him in the band, he actually invited me out to go see it. And he said, "Yeah, we'll pick you up. You can just come out with us." I was like, "Holy shit!" And I forget why I couldn't. It's probably some money or job or whatever. Something that I absolutely regret now that wasn't important, But anyway, I just imagined what it was going to be like, and I imagine just rolling up in like this flatbed truck, going, "Hey, come on, get up on the truck. We got a lot of things to do. Get up here ASAP. Come on, get up. All right." It's like, "Here, smoke this, snort this, shoot this, drink this. Okay, here, eat this dog. Here, eat this cat. Hey, see that dude over there? We're going to beat his ass. Hey, see that chick over there? We're going to rape her. Okay, now it's time for a sledgehammer fight. Get your sledgehammer. Come on, pal. You're laying on the ground. Get the fuck up. What's wrong with you, you little girl? Come on,
Just like insane.
So, yeah. It was like only about a tenth of that. They were, like I said, they were really cool, but they were the real fucking deal. It wasn't like they were not those guys. They know when to turn it on and off.
Sure, yeah. They've been doing it a while.
Yeah. But
let's check out some Blasphemy from the fest.
Please, let's.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Because somehow, some way, I got to see these guys live one day. I'll make it happen.
You gotta. I'd missed them so many times, and I was going, "Hey, it's been a while. I wonder what they're coming up with now." And they just fucking brought it.
All right. Here we go. Some live Blasphemy from the Never Surrender Fest last weekend in Berlin. Here we go.
Yeah.
And I fucked up.
Oh no.
We're back. I meant to put us backstage. Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking intense, and it sounds great. That's probably one of
Yes.
the live recordings, off a camera. I heard of them in a long time.
Yes, absolutely. It's also funny because I mean you can kind of see it, but since it's a traditional theater, like it's tiered levels, so you can kind of see that there's a pit going, but it's actually blocked, so it looks like the crowd's not really moving, but there's actually a pretty good sized pit going
Oh,
ahead
right
of
on.
that. I mean, it was packed in there, like people could barely move around. Here's a call I'm going to put out to everybody who's watching
Okay.
this, who films live videos. Please don't chop it off right when the song ends. Let the crowd cheer for a minute.
Yeah, that is cool.
It ruins it. I mean, it doesn't feel like for a lot of reasons. It's like I'll watch playback of videos. I'm narcissistic enough to admit that, I'm like, I want to see what the reactions like here of everybody. If they win, yeah, I want to hear it. But you always see them go, "Rrr," and it just cuts off every time. I don't know why that is a thing. Just let it roll. I mean, for
Let it
whatever
roll.
band it is, just let it roll. Let the cheer break out. You don't have to stop it the minute the last beat hits. I don't know what that is. It's so weird.
And I'm an old
Um,
fart. Hold it by the old 16:9 display, not the Instagram phone display, because it looks crappy on my YouTube videos.
Yes, yeah, please do that too. Landscape mode, everybody.
Yeah. Not
Um,
letter or whatever the hell you call it. Yeah,
well,
but I mean, yeah, it sounded great, man. That
yeah,
sounded great.
yeah. It's interesting because I'm looking at the videos. And we'll see this when you play Blood.
That's next.
There was enough smoke and lights that like you could totally see what was going on if you're standing in the room, but it was like zapping out cameras. So it like if you were standing back at all, like you're disappearing into the mist. So
Yeah, I liked when they went to that strobing red light effect during Blasphemy. It just had you could kind of see the stage more,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
silhouetted, and it looked fucking sick, man. I can imagine
yeah,
live
it
how
was.
that must have looked. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and to like I was, right here, like Ryan Forster's boot was like right here where I'm at. I was just like, God, this fucking rules, So, um, that
Fucking great, man.
and I'll admit it, that's one of my favorite things about playing fests is half the time I just want to play fests where the lineup is killer, so I don't have to pay to go, and then I have an all access pass and I can stand wherever I want to watch it.
Dude, that's the
90%.
best. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like a metal vacation that's almost paid for, It's like,
Mhm. It's like something I would have gone to anyway, but I actually got paid to go, so that fucking rules.
Yeah, it's like,
Um,
that's metal success, my book.
yeah, absolutely.
Metal fucking success. All right, let's find this Blood live.
Yeah, their songs are pretty short. Don't go for that one that's like 4 minutes long because it's like 3 minutes of intro and
I
then it's a
think,
1 minute
oh
song.
shit, that might be the
Yeah,
one I picked.
yeah.
Oh well, we'll just play it, and if not, I'll play another one down in a
Okay,
minute.
yeah, because they're quick.
All right, here we go. Is this the one?
Yeah.
Figures. All right, let me find another one.
I mean, it's ominous as hell. Let's see.
Yeah, they're engulfed in the smoke.
Yeah,
the fog.
but
it sounds great.
Yeah, and you hear what I'm talking about, the whole mentally murdered sound. You know, I mean, it's not exactly like that, but it's the same idea, just that really, really feral grind sound. You know, no gimmicks, just head on. Really, really cool band.
Looks like MP23 is taking over the chat. Everybody has given up. He's just like,
no, man.
Good. MP's awesome. He's just having a good time. Yeah. But yeah, dude, that blood rip, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And to answer the question I saw earlier, yeah, Imprecation did play with them in Seattle. They were amazing. That's when we first got to meet everybody. And I mean, I've been in contact with them for a little bit. That's the best thing. And that's the greatest part of like the internet, for example. It's like, you know, you get to be in contact with these people from other bands.
Yeah.
And then you finally meet up and it's just like you knew each other the whole time. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably one of the best parts of the internet, you know, networking and then finally getting to meet everyone that you've been fucking networking with.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That and the unlimited porn. But
and the unlimited porn.
Yeah.
It beats the old tapes, VHS tapes of the you're trying to, you know, hide them around your bedroom and all that back in the day.
Yeah. And you would just get into get a hold of one tape and that was just what you were sticking with for like 5 years.
Yeah, what is the new fucking upload every day?
You better hope you were into her because you know that's who you were with. You're like, oh man, if I had that Jenna Jameson tape or whatever,
life is good.
Yeah.
Whack off flakes.
Kids don't know how hard it was. You got hot and cold running porn now. I tell you.
Yeah. You know, back then it was the struggle was real, man.
Oh yeah.
You're like, why you got so many unlabeled tapes? Huh?
It had to be unlabeled or it was like labeled completely differently from what it was, like birthday party, you know.
Birthday party.
We always were taking a risk because someone, oh, that's cute. I'll watch the birthday party.
Oh, that's the birthday party. I'll wait till my friends come over and I'll show that to everyone. Some girl getting reamed. No.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Let's play a couple more and we'll start winding down, Jeff.
Hell yeah, and let's not forget to play that Slayer. That was
oh yeah, I'm not gonna forget that. I wanted to play the Weird Goat.
Yeah, do that. You know, do that.
Kind of showcase the U.S. contingent of
the festival. We did a great job. We really brought it just as a unit. So that was really cool.
Because you know. We got to back our fellow Americans on this festival. There we go. So we're go live from the festival. Between the virgins.
That was
And
good.
Dakota. Yeah, they fucking turn it up too. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that fest looked like it ruled, dude. So
Yeah. Again, there was just this aura about it. This pushed everyone to just give like a fucking 100%. No one laid back on it. It was amazing. So I'm glad I got to come on and, and regale everybody about it. Obviously,
yeah, man, that's great because we're in America. Most people didn't get to make it to it, so
yeah,
it's great to hear the
trapped on
stories.
planet America. But yeah, obviously it's a no-brainer. If they do another edition of it, you should just go because you're going to see something great. Even if the entire lineup's not for you, you're going to see something great. Yes, Drawn and Quarter did play as well, and they did a great performance like everybody else. Um,
Awesome.
I can't recommend it enough. I want to just send out public thanks again to Yosuke of Nuclear War Now and Patrick of Iron Bonehead for having just the audacity to do this on this scale and give it the respect and class that it deserves, and for treating us all so well. I mean, they're as good as their word. If you
Very
are in a
cool.
band associated with it, I mean, you know, then you know what they're like. But yeah, work with either of those guys. They're the real deal. Um, I want to thank anybody who's watching this who came out and supported the fest and supported us. I'm proud to say we sold out of all of our merchandise that we brought. So that
Oh
was
yeah, awesome,
excellent.
dude.
A couple of other plugs. The Imprecation compilation Theurgia Goetia Summa is out on Nuclear War Now. It's been out for a little while. It is, I think it's almost sold out. I mean, the
Oh,
picture,
and it's worth getting.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the picture edition is long gone. I think the black vinyl, or not picture edition. Yeah, there's a splatter edition. I think there's a picture edition. Yes, and then there is a regular black vinyl edition. I think most of those are gone. So if you're gonna
I
get it.
secured me a black vinyl way back when.
Yeah, and you saw it, it's the Die Hard edition. It's got all the flyers, it's got
Yeah,
liner
that's
notes.
great.
It's an incredible compendium straight
If,
from.
if, if anyone doesn't know what Jeff's talking about, it's like a compilation of all the '90s releases, right? All the
Yeah,
7 inches and everything, and
yeah.
demos and whatever else.
And we've started, I shouldn't say started because we always kept some of those songs in the mix, but we're playing more of that era songs. We brought back the song is Blasphemy Reigns
I
from.
love that song. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
it's we played that at Never Surrender, and it went over really, really good. We were
Awesome.
happy captured that we captured that vibe from that era, which
Let's talk a little about what you're doing with Trenchant. You
yeah,
know, you're tell everybody, Jeff plays in another band called Trenchant.
yeah, that's me and Nick from Imprecation, along with Aldo from Morbosidad and about 1,000 other bands,
Yeah.
and also Eli, who plays in Venero Baptism and Sacra Curse, and yeah, that's the big one. In
Yeah.
February here in Texas, we're going to have Samath exclusive. They are flying in. It's going to be Friday in Austin, Saturday in Houston, February 23rd and 24th.
You might
Those
just see me at the Austin one.
Hell yeah.
You
Those are
might.
the only dates they're playing in the US. They are not going to show up in LA, New York, Chicago, anywhere. They already had offers and they turned them down. They wanted to come play in Texas with us and just make it special. It's like
Yeah.
they're doing it, and they're coming here just because they want to. You know what I mean? They chose it. So if you're in Texas, check them out if you haven't. They are just black death war metal, and I mean they're brutal. You're gonna love
They've
them.
been played on the show before, and I was like, yeah, this band fucking rules.
Yeah, their most recent release, Scrubberberg, is probably my favorite, which is saying a lot because they've been around for like 20 years. But
Hmm.
they had great releases like Across the Rhine is Only Death, and just incredible stuff. You'll If you like what you're listening to here, you're gonna love Sam Atkins.
Yeah.
Come out
It'll
and
be
see
up the alley. Yep.
they may never come back. This is a one-time kind of thing and something special that they're doing just for the Texas fans. So so we're doing that with them. We're going to be going to Mexico in March to play the Misanthropic Dissension Fest in San Luis Potosi. Um, Definitely more of an underground fest. We're going to be there. I don't have the lineup in front of me, but we're going to be there with Antisma and believe Sacred Curse is playing. I'm trying to think of who. I'm not selling it
Yeah,
well. I can't think of who's headlining. I'll come back on and talk about that separately.
yeah. That was
The
definitely
trench
good.
the Trenchant Vinyl Edition is should be out any day now. It was supposed to be out about a month ago, but there was some production delays, so it's still on its way. But it's a deluxe edition with the entire booklet with all the art, like
Oh,
LP
wow.
size. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting those soon. We already got pre-order going for that. So we're really, really looking forward to that. And then from there, yeah, we'll be doing those dates and then we'll see what we're doing next. Imprecation's already trying to plan things for 2024 as well, obviously.
I also want to say, Goat Throne Records did the comp on cassette too, and
They
it's really
did.
nice.
They did a very nice box set version that you need to support as
Yeah,
well. I
if you're into cassettes, get that.
Yeah, it's all the demo releases, but they're all broken up and like they have like different
Trench Warfare is
different
playing,
special
right?
artwork. Hmm?
On Trench Warfare is playing on the shows. I thought I saw that announced.
Yes, it's just 3 bands, the way everybody actually wants it, but nobody ever does. So,
Don't want to be there all night.
yeah. So and Samet plays over an hour, so you're really gonna get your money's worth just coming to see them. So
Yes, sir.
I mean, they kill it. So it's going to be Trenchant playing a full set, Samoth playing a full set. Trench Warfare can play effectively a full set too. Really, we got enough
Yeah.
time.
Well, because you don't have to rush bands on and off the stage and play
Yeah,
that stupid game.
yeah, but it's not going to go on too early or too late. It'll be just right.
Yeah.
Um,
No one's
I
gonna run long. No one's gonna run short. Or
I fucking
should.
hate it when a headlining band comes from out of town and definitely overseas, and suddenly they're playing like at 12:45, 1 in the morning. Fuck that shit. They need to be playing at 11:30. Right on when the whole room is there, when everyone's just feeling good, not too drunk yet, all that. So,
That's when the
I would,
local bands you earn your stripes.
yeah,
You play after. You don't get the best slot of the night. You know.
yeah, yeah,
That's how I feel. But what do I know?
yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, how because times have changed. Everybody punks out by midnight, and that's everybody. I mean, I hang out, but I mean, I'm a diehard, and I also don't really drink, so I'm not like blasted by the end of the night. And yeah, 3 bands equals more songs, exactly. More, less
Yeah,
is more.
I'm not a big actually, when I see a lot of bands on the bill, it actually makes
Mhm.
me not wanna go to the show.
It's a
I hate to be like,
disincentive
yeah, I'm like, "Man, well, I don't know when this band's gonna play."
for maximum. And if you're the opening band, be prepared to play by 9 fucking 30 at the latest.
Yeah,
You know, and
and be
and
ready to get off the stage when they tell you to get off.
exactly. You know, um, I could go on about that forever, because I'm stage manager, I get pissed off. But
Yeah. Mhm.
um, that's another thing I'll say quickly about Never Surrender was that the stage times were insanely tight in terms of being really on schedule. One stage only. So the thing that was really amazing is that the way they spread it out, they had just enough bands each day where you could have a 30-minute changeover. Everybody could rest, take a piss, get a drink, and you as the band, you weren't panicking to get your shit up there, because normally with festivals it's a
Yeah, it's
clusterfuck.
a madhouse, yeah.
It was so funny because we finished probably within 20 minutes. We had 10 minutes left on our schedule, and I didn't know if it was going to fuck things up if we went ahead and started. And I walked over to the sound guy and said, "Do you need us to wait?" And he looked at me and he goes, "The room's full. Go ahead." So we did.
They're like, "Oh,
Um,
that's different if you wanna start, yeah, sooner."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But so that was great. I mean, everybody was right on when you thought they were going to be on, and no problems with that whatsoever.
I wanna,
It was perfect.
just make an announcement for tomorrow night. Roy
Yeah.
will be doing his Doom Death on the Death Metal Podcast, so make
Oh,
sure to
cool.
tune in tomorrow. There's gonna be some heavy Doom Death going on the Death Metal Podcast. Check that shit out. And earlier tonight, Francisco on Jamming Out All Badass did he did 12 straight days of Joaba. And
Jesus.
yeah, tonight was the final. It was a pretty cool show. He was giving out doing the Wheel of Death and giving out raffles and presents and everything.
Oh, cool.
So that was I saw most of it. That was a fun show. Hell yeah, man. Hellroy. Get over there and make sure to watch a Death Metal podcast tomorrow, man.
On the first day of Joab, my Francisco gave to me.
I don't know if you watched any of them, but they Andy Jones from Flim actually made a song of that.
Oh shit! No, I missed that.
Oh, actually, I think Francisco uploaded it by itself. So if you just want to watch it, it's hilarious.
Oh, nice.
It's fucking will crack you up. Yeah, Francisco needs a break. He went fucking 12 straight days of this nonsense.
To answer a couple of questions, the
sure,
thing,
go ahead.
You missed it already. Is Takamine. I always forget the designation. Takamine GB 400, I think. It's this really arbitrary model name because Takamine actually is an acoustic guitar maker. They tried to get into the electric market. They made the one that I have, and they made like one other one, and they made a guitar that matches it. Erica has that one. But that's it. They didn't get into that market at all. So it's pretty rare. Then to answer the question about any good food that we found in
that was a great
Berlin,
question.
Definitely. I mean, I went for schnitzel because that's the special meal there. And I mean, they weren't fucking around. I went to a couple of like old school, schnitzel diner places, and like the schnitzels were like, like this big, like,
I saw that picture of that one. It was like big as a plate.
There was 2 of them, and they were like both bigger than my head. I mean, I asked for the dinner plate, and they just put 2 of them on top of each other. And when it schnitzel is, it's like breaded side of pork or breaded side of veal. Part of what makes Germany such an amazing place for metalheads, is that they have such a metal culture. And the place that this is hilarious. I'll tell this real quick.
Sure.
I know we're winding down, but
I'm in no rush.
Nick and I went down the street from the venue, and there was this schnitzel place I'd looked up, and I mean that was their specialty. They served all kinds of other things, but we walked in, and it was just like this little galley with like 2 little tables on each side, and then the kitchen with like kind of the counter right there. And they had, right when they saw us come in, they had Motorhead playing on their stereo, and they cranked it right up. We sat down, or it's Ace of Spades. And then we realized that they had like a whole shrine to Lemmy up on the wall, so we're sitting in this little galley, just hunched over, jamming out and eating our schnitzel and having the best time. And then I had to use the restroom. I said, "Where's the restroom?" And they're like, "Oh, you have to come back through here around the counter." So I went, "Okay." And then to my surprise, I walk through and I walk into this very nice dining area that was part of the restaurant. Like if you go around the corner, that was like the nice dining area. We were like in like, I mean, it was there to eat too, but it was so funny. That was like the cult corner. And then there's like the normie area up front. We were like back there with the metalhead cooks just having the best time. And I mean,
that's awesome.
That kind of stuff went on all over the place. The museums in Berlin are incredible. There's this place called Museum Island, which has like a dozen incredible museums, like and an amazing ancient Egypt exhibit with all kinds of stuff I'd never seen before.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, very, very beautiful. And I walked up. I was wearing my Imprecation hoodie, and I walked up to do my coat check. And this guy, this regular looking guy, probably in his 50s, he looked at me. He goes, "Hey, that's a band, is it?" And I'm like, yeah, it's a band. It's my band. He goes, "Oh, does it sound like something like maybe Morbid Angel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it does, man." And it turns out he was like an old metalhead from the 80s German scene and like was into all that stuff. So I'm like writing down the names of all the bands,
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
mean, that happened a lot over there. People were just really attuned to it, like hard rock, metal. I mean, we know all this, but everywhere we went, people knew what was going on, and you didn't have to explain yourself, and no one thought it was weird, and
yeah,
do that.
It's just cooler.
Absolutely. Well,
it's just cooler. Yeah,
they have culture, and metal's part of it. They've got a very vaunted history of metal music. That's part of what put them on the map in the 80s. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a world apart. I mean. Even now, even with as popular as metal is, the type of stuff that you and I do, and like everybody who's on the chat tonight, we're effectively still performing resistance music. It's a completely different situation from Europe, where it's not co-opted, but at the same time, it's just understood. And, people just kind of get it. It's just another thread in their culture.
Like they understand, like there's extreme metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most Americans don't really, outside of,
and
they don't
again,
really, like you say metal, they might think Metallica, or if you're lucky, Slayer.
Yeah.
Beyond that, nah.
Everybody in America, well, we're a junk food culture, Slipknot or even late model Metallica is like the Cheetos of metal.
Yeah, that's a good way
really
of saying
obvious, really easy. You can get it at the mall, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it's like. Over there, people, bottom feeder culture for fucking sure.
Yeah, it's true. I ain't gonna deny
I mean, I can't say that's true in the 80s. We were leading the charge on all kinds of cool shit, but that's long gone.
Oh, 80s America rules.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, don't get me started. What it was, destroyed by, and like why it's, all the cool stuff's gone. We know why.
Yeah. You guys got all the porn you want, but none of the other cool stuff.
Yeah. Yep. We had cool movies. We had cool music. Everything was this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chicks were hot, People, not everybody weighed as much as one of those hide-a-bed couches.
Not everything was injected with high fructose corn syrup,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a big part of it,
Yes.
Okay, we're probably losing. Only my 80s friends know what's up, like they know.
Oh, yeah, I'm stepping on everybody's toes right now. I don't care, I'm kidding. I love everybody here. It's great that everybody comes and supports this and hangs out on a Friday night. I think it's the best. So.
I appreciate it. I mean, that's great. The metal community finds itself. That's and that's what's cool about. I'm finding out about like the YouTube metal community underground. The other metal underground YouTubers like Francisco and Roy and Ken and Jucifer, a new guy that's come around who's cool and new to me. And more than fucking Red and his craziness and all that. I think it's fucking awesome, man.
Radio Free Innsmouth. That's another one.
Yep. I seen them guys.
That little mini documentary show. That I love that. That guy's got a real, and he picks a lot of cool bands and has a lot of interesting things to say about them. Radio Free Innsmouth. Check that out.
We talked about him before, actually.
That's right. I think we did. Yeah. I love that.
And he's shown up in the chats of the shows before too.
Oh,
so that's really cool. But let's make Impede 23 lose his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because he's been waiting to hear his Slayer. So
and I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. It's time for me to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this Slayer. I might play a couple songs on the way out. But dude, this was Mike Violate, you're not a YouTuber, are you? I don't even know. Yes, you're cool. Of course you're cool. You've been here since the beginning. But I want to see a channel. When you get a channel, that's awesome. But Jeff, thanks very much for coming on, dude. That was a great fucking
thank you, everybody.
Show, great stories, sharing the experiences with everyone. That's cool because that's how a lot of us get the experiences, through your fucking stories and things, and other people who do that. Thank you.
Yeah, I like to do it. It's a lot of fun. All right, thanks everybody. Hail Hanneman.
You got it. All right, here you go, Impede.
Disease in mind, creed of death, black and hot but as a fire. Searching now, need to pick, vicious ways but up in hell. Draw the line, life for death, potent justice is the pain. Massive dose, but turn to the left, mind is trapped in that decline. Sticking to live, another, shackled and bound with eyes. Praise of death, loud and scream, only living to die. Victim of life, sanity lives, deep in shock into the gale. Tables turn, laugh the street, he let one stop prevail. Feel the rush, stop the rage, the shoot the stream. Push the ball, overkill, time to die to win a win. Begin to live and honor, shackle the mountain we lie. Breeze of death, that's a dream, only live it to die. Running and arching and slashing and crushing and burning and beating and stabbing and shooting, stopping and smashing and burning, destroying and killing and bleeding and death. Velocity, pressure builds into space. Pesticides to his grave, dripping sweat accelerate. Begin to fight, feel the rush, shot the race to the stream. Push the ball, overkill, time to die to win a win. Drinking to live and honor, shackle the mountains we lie. Praise of death, lots of dream, only live it to die.
All right. And that was As Blasphemy Reigns from Imprecation. Get that comp. Get it for it. Get sold out everywhere. And you'll be like, damn, this fucking sucks. I even got the Imprecation comp. I was going to say Blasphemy comp. Blasphemy Reigns, bitches. All right. Couple more. I know I always say that, but seriously, I'm going to go do some other shit. So, couple more. I'll be out. Everyone, thanks again. Thanks for all. Oh shit. I gotta do my my thank yous from the crazy super chats. MP23, MVP23. You rule, dude. You're out of control. But thank you. So
tequila. Ole! Salud, muchacho! Salud, Dr. Steve!
And then do some tricks for you over here. And this is what happens when Fraser goes on a dating app and he gets his response. This is his exact reaction. Yeah. All right. Everyone have a fucking good night. Thanks for showing up, jamming out. Thanks for supporting Jeff on the show too. That was fucking cool. Cool stories. Good to see some good old Texas boys getting over there and kicking ass in Europe. I fucking love it. What else do I got here? Done. There we go. Let's just fucking go for it. Total fucking destruction.